Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, which means it's my final consecutive streaming day of the week. But it also means that it is time for the return of a certain dictator. Oh, yes. On today's show, we have a lot to discuss, including a big follow-up to yesterday's big story about DrDisrespect, where I need to correct myself because I was wrong about something. I just don't think it's going to help the situation any. Plus, some other gaming news and the like. And then, of course, we're going to jump into the premiere of Bison Street Fighter 6. All this and more on today's show. Good morning and welcome. It is Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2024. Of course, I'm DSP. As you can see, I am ready for today's Street Fighter Marathon stream, just like we did a month ago with the release of Akuma. Today is all about Bison. The difference being, now I have a much better setup with no input delay whatsoever and better capture quality as well. So perhaps I can do with Bison what I could not do with Akuma. Or maybe not. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but I've seen some of the Bison gameplay. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if he's nearly as good as Akuma. I think that Akuma is a character that they gave all these tools to succeed, and Bison seems like kind of an almost one-trick pony style character. Now, that's just from me watching some initial gameplay last night before I went to sleep, so I don't know. We'll find out today when I get my hands on him. But anyway, I'm definitely excited to check this out with all of you, all right? Today is also my final consecutive streaming day of the week, so that means tomorrow I am off. It has been a wild week. The premiere of the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, I'm 15 hours into it. Started off feeling great, then kind of feeling not so great, and now I'm feeling great again about it. So I'm kind of like slow start, but feeling much better now as I continue through the DLC. In fact, we'll talk a little bit about how yesterday went, because yesterday was a really good stream of Elden Ring, in my opinion. Super fun and great progress and just great gameplay all around. Yeah, Stardew Valley continued, and Stardew Valley went really well this week. Now we're around 10 hours into the playthrough, and I'm just loving it. You know, it really is a great game, in my opinion. So, yeah, like I have no complaints. Everything is going well, and I hope that you guys have been enjoying everything that I've been putting out for you. Pretty good stuff, okay? So, what I think we should do is let's just quickly recap yesterday and let's quickly get through the schedule. Because I want to do this update story to the DrDisrespect deal because there is even more information that's come out that directly contradicts some of the things that I said on stream yesterday. And I want to correct myself where I make mistakes, okay? But at the same time, I don't think that the new information really helps him, as you'll see when we get to it, okay? And then we have a few other various gaming news stories that are kind of interesting for today, so we'll have a well-balanced show, okay? All right. First off, yesterday's Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree stream, in my opinion, was the best one we've done so far, okay? Why? Well, number one, I wasn't fighting a bunch of rehashed repetitive stuff the entire stream. Although a lot of the stream was, I was fighting 2 Drakes at once. Yes, if you can believe it. The day before, I said, man, Miyazaki has like a Drake fetish at this point because he's got so many Drakes in his game. And I don't mean the rapper, who is now embarrassed and completely destroyed by other rappers and basically has gone into obscurity and hiding. I mean the dragonkin creatures that are like mini dragons in the game, and they're all like little boss fights. There's so many of them in the game, it's ridiculous. And then there's actually, you have to fight 2 at once. And I did, and I took care of them. Because quite frankly, at this point, I could probably fight them with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back because they're all the fucking same, right? So I did that, and then there was another redone boss fight of the... I can't remember what the name of the dragon was the first time you fought him in Elden Ring, but it's basically the dragon type that you find a lot in Fair Missoula, the one that has like lightning abilities. I'm not talking about the boss, Placidusax. I'm talking about the regular enemy that shows up like right near the beginning of Farum Azula. The difference here is they put you in a boss fight against this guy in a cave full of water. So every time he does lightning, it does an insane, giant area of effect attack that you have to jump over. If it hits you, it does incredible damage and stuns you and kills your horse. So it's like they made the fight like 10 times harder artificially, and it's stupid because you're like, I've already killed this guy a bunch of times in the base game. Why did they make this fight so stupidly dumb? So there is a lot of reused content. But yesterday we had an epic boss fight. All right. Bale the Dread. Super awesome. Probably, in my opinion, best dragon fight ever in Elden Ring. And I mean it. Like, it's better than Placidus Axe. It's just epic. This fight, the dragon looks amazing. He has tons of lore attached to previous things from Elden Ring that were amazing. And there's even a mission, like a story mission involved in it. So it's really, really cool. Let me put it that way. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen this boss fight yet. The video is live right now. Check it out. Super cool. Loved the boss fight. And probably one of my favorite things that I've ever done in FromSoft, quite frankly. It was that cool. All right. Then I also did the entire Castle Ensis Legacy Dungeon, which ends with the boss fight against R'hllana, who's actually the sister of Rennala. If you remember, Rennala was the queen who became the head of the magic guild in Liurnia, and she's the one you talk to respect. She's one of the big boss fights of Elden Ring. So this is her sister, okay? And her sister is a swordswoman. Well, apparently, we're to a point where, like, I don't know, like, every time one of these games comes out now, everyone screams about something, and right now everyone was screaming that R'hllana was, like, this insanely overpowered boss for early game because she's considered the second story boss of the DLC. She's way too difficult. Everyone complaining that she's way overpowered. Some people were actually saying, listen to this, that she was just as tough, if not tougher than Malenia. Okay? Yeah, no. The deal is this. The boss can be tough for certain builds, but it's like that in every single Elden Ring game. Or every single FromSoft game, I should say. If you go in there with a certain build or a certain strategy, you might be successful or you might fail. I feel like if I went into that fight as a magic build, I would have been squished like a bug. But I also got squished like a bug with the first story boss. I also got squished like a bug with the freaking Ghost Flame Dragon. So the game was kind of telling me early on, hey, stupid, don't use magic build in this DLC. We nerfed it. So I changed my build, and now I'm whumping everything with a giant Anvil Great Hammer, and it's super fun, right? So, to be honest, I don't know what the actual difficulty was with this boss besides the fact that she is a tank, meaning she doesn't stagger. You can't interrupt her attack. She has all uninterruptible attacks. The only way to actually stagger her is to hit her like 5 times with a giant stagger building move, which is exactly what I did with my giant Great Hammer. That's how I beat her. But yeah, the way I see it, my build is going to be good for that kind of fight, and that's why I beat her in 6 tries. I actually timed it. I looked at it last night. It was 6 attempts. In fact, I almost had her on like the first or second attempt, but I blew it. Like I made a mistake. And it only took about 15 minutes. So people were telling me, dude, this boss took me 3 to 6 hours to beat. It took me 15 minutes. And now we're on to the rest of the game. So what I think it is with me, all right, it's very simple. For things that are hard for everyone else, for some reason, they're easy for me. But things that are easy for everyone else, for some reason, are difficult for me. Right? Right? Like, it's just like that. I don't know. Like, for example, in Street Fighter 6, everyone says that Cammy actually isn't that good anymore. Not a big deal, not a big threat. I seriously, she's probably my biggest problem in Street Fighter 6. I can't beat this character. I don't know why. I try everything, and I can't seem to stop Cammy. Like, she just kicks my ass every fucking time I play. You know, it's ridiculous. I had a few wins over Cammy the other night with Zangief, which were kind of cathartic almost. Like, finally, I want to beat a few Cammys online. But yeah, that's what I mean. But everyone else is like, oh, it's not a big deal, right? Yet, then I have these other matchups, and I kick ass in them, and like, how did you do that? That was like a crazy good matchup. You dominated this person who should have beaten your ass. It's like, I don't know, right? So it's kind of like the same thing again in regards to Elden Ring, in regards to any game with difficulty or challenge. I'm opposite guy, right? I'm literally opposite guy. Everything is the opposite for me. So anyway, yesterday's stream, because not only did we have the Bale boss fight, but then we had the big R'hllana boss fight. I feel like it was like the best Elden Ring stream so far. And the cool thing is now we're heading into the central and eastern continent and northern as well. And this is really cool looking areas that basically opens up the DLC. And I'm like, wow, I can't wait to explore. It looks like it's going to be fun when I get back to it on Friday. So yeah, looking forward to it for sure. Really enjoying myself. So, that was Elden Ring yesterday. Stardew Valley was just chill as hell. Another 2 hours of Stardew Valley fun. It was the first day of summer, so I started growing brand new crops. Started earning new upgrades. Like I did my first fishing trip. I massively leveled up, like fishing, mining, farming. Like everything went up. And at this point, I'm in the midst of right about to upgrade and build a kitchen. And the reason I really need the kitchen in Stardew Valley is because I need to make my own food, so I have a way to recover my stamina and health. Right now, I really don't have that. So once I get the kitchen, I can start making recipes, stock up on a ton of food. Then I can do extended trips into the mines or into like a fishing trips, and then the game's just going to get better. So chill fun last night, super engaged audience, big support. You know, I don't even know what to say. Right now, no exaggeration, Stardew Valley are the most supported streams I do. I'm keeping it in the rotation about twice a week because I don't want to overdo it. You know, the whole idea is I'm a variety streamer. I don't want anyone to get the impression that now I'm going to do 10 Stardew Valley streams a week because people are engaged in supporting them. That's not me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do stuff because I want to do it and because it's fun and I want to do variety. So Stardew Valley is working very well as a late night chill stream. I would argue it's on par with games such as the Bassmaster Fishing, Animal Crossing, and Minecraft. Like, it's just as good, if not, you know, fitting into that slot perfectly as the stream that breaks up the stress. You know, playing Elden Ring and Street Fighter all week, having that stream to break that up and have a good, chill, interactive time with the audience, it's working very well. So, it will continue this coming week. All right? So, FYI, what is the schedule for the week? Today, literally, it's M. Bison all day long. All right? Taking M. Bison, first of all, into his tutorial so we learn the basics of how to play him. Then his combo trials to try some of those. Then training mode to learn some bread and butter stuff, you know, practice. Then right into online casual play, see how I do, and then to ranked. Now, I've watched some M. Bison gameplay, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I think his weakness seems to be he doesn't have a perfect invincible reversal anti-air. Low Fierce Punch is great with him, but it doesn't seem to have any move that perfectly will get him out of a situation. Maybe I'm wrong. I did see EX Psycho Crusher is supposed to be his anti-air, but at the same time, it moves forward horizontally. It doesn't go up. So if someone's jumping on you and you do it, you'll get out of the corner, but you're going to be not hitting or open. So I'm not exactly sure. I have to mess with him a bit to figure that out. Outside of that, he seems to have high combo ability, but it's all based on a mid game, meaning low medium kick, standing fierce punch, standing or low medium punch, all great starters to poke and also to cancel out of into combos. But it seems like that might be all he really has. He doesn't have fireball. I don't know how he's going to beat zoners. I have no clue how to get in on a zoner from what I can see. He does have the air fake outs. So he can look like he's going to do a head stomp and as they cancel into the fade out punch. So maybe that's what you do to stop zoners like Dalsim. I don't know. I mean, really, I'm not going to know until I get hands-on and I see the properties of his moves. Remember, in his tutorial, they explain the properties of all his moves and tell you what it's intended to be used as. So maybe that'll give me more of an idea. But what I'm seeing is, you know, you get one hit in, you drive rush, you get 2 or 3 hits in, you do a combo ender, and depending on if you want to burn meter, if you do the OD version of a combo ender, you could do like a second combo ender, or you could do a super. If you have level 3 super, it combos off of like 3 different combo enders that he has, which is really good. Also, he has jumping medium punch juggles, which is great because in this game, during that juggle, you could do like EX moves and supers. In previous games, like in Super Turbo or Capcom versus SNK, his jumping medium punch is good. But in this, it's going to be superb. If you catch him with a double jumping medium punch and they're juggled in front of you, when you land, you just do an OD move that juggles, and now you get a free combo. If you got level 3 super, you get a free level 3 super combo just for hitting him with a jumping medium punch. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So he has some advantages, but I don't feel like he's going to be dominant. Like Akuma has everything. He's got different fireballs that zone or chip or, you know, keep you away. He's got crazy mid-screen normals that are stuff and are safe and go into other safe things. He's got aerial dominance with air fireball and his flip kick and the punch down that's safe on block. He's got like every advantage that you could think of. Throw mix-ups with everything, like everything. Bison, I think he'll be good, but I'm not exactly sure he's going to be great. I think he may end up being like mid-tier from what I saw last night, people playing with him. But we'll see today. I still think I'm going to like him. I just don't know if he's going to be a staple character I pick or not. Maybe he will be. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll end up liking him a lot. The fact that his scissor kick is a motion now, so you can essentially do scissor kick at any time, is kind of neat. I just wish that scissor kick went through fireballs, like EX version. And to my knowledge, it doesn't. So really, it's only going to be for combos and like range zoning, but it's not going to be for like anything. Like, I would love to do scissor kick on reaction, but I think what people are saying is that EX or OD Psycho Crusher is what could possibly go through fireballs at full screen. It's like, yeah, but that's a charge move. You can't do it on reaction unless you have a charge. So I guess we'll see. Again, I got to play with him. All right, but that's my initial impressions. I am excited to get my hands on him today and see how he plays. Okay, now, I'm going to say this up front. First of all, I'm so excited for Bison. I wore the M. Bison t-shirt. I got him on my shirt today. And yes, I should say I bought the higher end edition of the season pass. That's $20 more, but I get all the outfits unlocked in all the colors. I'll also get 2 additional stages and a bunch of drive tickets to buy music with. M. Bison's song is fucking terrible in Street Fighter 6. It is so bad. I was listening to it last night when I was watching matches. I was like, oh, it's like mind-numbingly generically bad. And he always had iconic music in all the games, and they didn't even fucking try. The music of Street Fighter 6 by far is the worst thing about the game. You've got amazing visuals, great combat mechanics, a varied cast of great colorful characters, and the worst fucking Street Fighter soundtrack I've ever heard. I don't know why they thought that music is anything good. It's completely atrociously bad. It doesn't even sound anything like we would have for M. Bison. So I'm never using it. We're going to go right ahead, and we're going to assign all music to him right away. That's all his themes from all the different games before we even fucking use him today, because I can't stand to listen to that terrible fucking theme. It's so bad. But anyway. If ever there was a day to wear the M. Bison hat, it certainly would be today. So if we do hit the tips goal on either stream today, I will go ahead and wear the M. Bison hat. And I hope that there's an outfit that, by the way, for the record, this is dark navy blue and red. So I hope that they have like a dark blue outfit for Bison that would match this. That'd be pretty cool. So we'll see. But the M. Bison hat will be worn if we get to that level today. We shall see what level of support we get. Hopefully we do hit it. That would be great. Okay. So yeah, that's all day long today. Okay. I'm off tomorrow. On Friday, we return to Elden Ring. It'll be Elden Ring on the day stream. It'll be Street Fighter on the night stream, Friday Night Fights. Saturday will be more Elden Ring paired with Stardew Valley. Sunday, of course, is React Day. So it'll be DSP versus the Internet over on DSP Reacts. And then it'll be Retro React to Dark Souls 1 continuing on DSP Throwback. I think we'll have more hype for it this week because now I'm playing Elden Ring. And I'm actually doing it for the entire stream, while last week I only did it for like an hour. I'm actually doing it for the entire stream on Sunday night. Monday, Street Fighter 6 as the day stream. Yeah, I think I'm going to play Street Fighter 6 possibly as the daytime stream come Monday, because I almost never do that. And I think what I want to do is start excuse me. Oh, I got a tickle in my throat. Start alternating between Street Fighter 6 and Elden Ring as day streams. So I'll probably do Street Fighter 6 as the day stream, and then Monday night, it's up in the air, but I'm actually strongly debating starting a playthrough of the Riven remake. For those who don't know, it just came out on PC, and I checked, and apparently my PC specs on the mini PC are just good enough to run it, and I'm actually very interested in this game. I played Myst on PC many years ago, and we had it as late night chill streams, and it was super duper fun. Like, we had a great time with Myst, and people always ask me when I play Riven, and now they're re-releasing it as a more modern game with better graphics and everything on PC, and I think I might start it this week. I'm actually very interested in it, and that would be a good late night chill stream to alternate with other stuff because of the type of game it is. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Maybe Monday night we do Riven, and then Tuesday will be more Elden Ring and Stardew Valley. And then Wednesday, we could leave it open. It could be Street Fighter. It could be Elden Ring. It could be Riven. It could be Stardew. We could do whatever we want on Wednesday and next week. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. Okay? That's in my head anyway. Like, that's, if anyone has any other ideas or opposition to that, please share with me. But that's actually I heard that when I saw that Riven remake was coming out on the React show a couple weeks ago, I was interested, and then someone looked into it and were like, "Yeah, totally, it runs on your PC. You just make it for the requirements, but it would run on your mini PC." I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." Goldfish, no, I've never played the parody of Mist called Pissed. He says, it's funny, they have the Mist area turned into a tourist attraction. Everyone dumps their garbage. Wow. No, I've never heard of that. Okay. Anyway, by the way, contributions are coming in. Thank you so very much. As you know, I do shout those out near the end of the show. I do want to get through the topics, and we still have the DrDisrespect update, and then we have some gaming news, and then we'll get to shout-outs, okay? Okay. Oh, really? E says, they have nerfed Geef's standing medium kick with the M. Bison update. They restored it back to what it was before Season 2. It was too good, apparently. Wow. Admittedly, standing medium kick was really, really good. Like, it was, when you saw the other day, it was just kind of stuffing everything. And I was like, damn, this thing just, like, stuffs everything. Good thing it doesn't combo. But, yeah, I had a feeling they were going to balance patch again. And I wonder what else they balance patched. Dude, I hope they gave Lily something. Seriously, but I don't know if they did. I haven't seen the patch notes yet. I have to see, look up the patch notes and see what they've changed. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you an update on the DrDisrespect situation because yesterday, almost the whole podcast was about it. In a nutshell, yesterday, the bombshell hit the internet from the mouth of the man himself, DrDisrespect. The full story of why he was banned from Twitch in 2020, or was it 2021? It was either 2020 or 2021. You know, because it had been under wraps and behind NDAs and court hush orders and stuff for years. But former employees of Twitch started speaking out about it, saying the reason that he was banned from Twitch was because he was basically sexting a minor via Twitch whispers. And they called him out for it and then basically banned him from the site. And then he felt that was wrongful termination of his contracts to stream and have a partnership on the site. He sued them in civil court, and Twitch decided to just settle for several $1 million, and that was that. That was the situation. However, no one ever publicly talked about it because I guess they felt it would have hurt DrDisrespect's, reputation, but also probably Twitch's as well. Who knows, right? Don't know. But anyway, that's what's going on. He publicly admitted it yesterday on Twitter that, yes, he did all this stuff, but his claim is that he never intended to ever act on the messages. He knows that they are inappropriate and he apologizes, but he's not a pedophile and don't bring him into that category. And he basically swore a whole lot because he was so angry about the situation. I don't know what he's angry about. He was the one who did it. Like, what is he so pissed off about? I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing it up again today is this simple. Yesterday, as I was talking about the story, I had a common thread of thought. And the common thread of thought is that this guy is a repeat offender. And what I mean by that is, if you follow his history, you would see that he has a history of misconduct. So why are people defending the guy? Why did people continue to watch the guy when you know that he has a history of bad misconduct? And we even debated the idea of separating the art from the artist, right? When Michael Jackson was accused of possibly, let's be honest, abusing children, right? Does that mean that all the musical work that he did up to that time was meaningless and we forget it, right? When Chris Benoit lost his mind as a professional wrestler and murdered his family, does that mean that it erases all the work that he did in the ring as a professional wrestler? And we talked about this. Like, do you still like the guy and will you still watch his content? Will you not? I advised, if you already are okay with the guy up to now with the stuff he's already done, you still watch his stuff. But I've, surmised he's going to lose all his sponsorships, all his partnerships. No one's going to want to associate with this guy. And he's going to have a very limited viewer base because a lot of people don't want to be associated with someone who was sexting a minor. Okay? Now, I made a mistake. Here's where I made my mistake. I said that this guy has a pattern of misbehavior. Okay? I basically said, number one, he's openly admitted to cheating on his wife. Correct? Like, we already know he openly admitted it publicly, apologized for it, said that he was going to change and become better, and to our knowledge, he's still with his wife. His family's still together, so maybe he has changed for the better. But he publicly admitted to doing this. That's number one. Number two, in a convention, he literally walked into a public bathroom with a full film crew and started filming people pissing and doing things in the bathroom, thinking that it was funny. He violated everyone's privacy at the convention. They kicked him out and banned him from the convention, and he almost got arrested for it, except that he basically blamed it on the crew, saying it was their idea, and so he got it pinned on someone else so he wouldn't get into trouble for it. Okay? So that's just 2 examples. There's more than that of things that he's done over the years, but those are kind of the 2 most egregious examples. And what I said is, so you've got a pattern that's established. He cheats on his wife. He does this thing at the convention. Now it comes out that he's sexting minors. It's like thing after thing after thing. It would have been one thing if this was the first time that he had done something wrong. He admits fault, says he's going to improve, and then he actually does. Then you give him the benefit of the doubt, correct? But in this case, it's a pattern of misbehavior that continues. And so you know he's probably not going to change. This is just the kind of guy he is, okay? Well, actually, guys, I was wrong. And I am willing to admit when I am wrong. I was absolutely wrong about the pattern of misbehavior, and I want to clarify because I feel like that misrepresents the situation, and that's information that I didn't have at the time, but people have looked into the situation, found more information, and I want to share this information with you. Okay? So this is an update to yesterday's story. It's actually a pretty big update. You ready? All right. So here's where I made my mistake. I said there was a pattern of misbehavior, correct? I said he cheated on his wife, then there was this thing at the convention, now it comes out that he's sexting a minor. Well, people investigated the timeline. All right? Here's the actual timeline of events. All right? This TwitchCon, where all this bad stuff apparently went down, ran from October 20th to 22nd, 2017. Almost 7 years ago. All right? And basically, that was the TwitchCon where DrDisrespect cheated on his wife. Okay? The woman in question was 24 years old. All right. I believe DrDisrespect was like either in his late 30s or early 40s at the time. So he cheated on his wife with a 24-year-old. So it was legal and everything, right, to do it, but pretty awful. And then he actually publicly admitted 2 months later on a stream in December 2017 of his wrongdoing. Like that was when he came out and said, I've done this, you know, and I apologize for it. And I promise you I'm going to do better. Okay. Fair enough. So for me, that was like the first outright evidence of misbehavior from this guy. I was wrong. Because, ladies and gentlemen, people have investigated this situation. This sexting that he did with a minor actually happened right before that TwitchCon. Okay? Now, this puts a whole new wrinkle on the situation. All right? For 2 reasons. Number one, basically, it's the same misbehavior. Basically, at this TwitchCon, he was looking to get laid, right? And he was basically probably talking to a lot of different women. This minor was one of them, but apparently there were more of legal age, and he ended up hooking up with one of them actually at the con, and that's how he cheated on his wife and then admitted it later that year. Okay? So I was wrong about the timeline. It's basically all happened at once. So honestly, is there actually a pattern of misbehavior? Well, yeah, but all the misbehavior kind of happened all in one really short period of time, right before then, that TwitchCon. So it very well could be that all happened then, and then he really did apologize. His wife forgave him, and maybe they actually have been faithful, and everything's been fine since then. Okay? I don't know. I don't live with the fucking guy, nor do I care. This is all just coming out now, and, you know, obviously everyone wants to talk about it, right? So that's the time. So I was wrong yesterday. There actually is no real pattern of sexual misbehavior. It's just, it all happened during that one TwitchCon, and perhaps since then, everything's been fine. There's been no evidence past that anything bad has happened after that. Okay? However, I don't necessarily think this makes the situation any better, because here's why. Directly the words of DrDisrespect on Twitter yesterday when he admitted sexting this minor, he said, it was just words and there was no intentions behind it, and I had no intentions of ever doing anything with this minor. Except he did sleep with someone at that TwitchCon. So he did have intentions of actually having sexual activity with someone other than his wife at TwitchCon. And it was someone who probably he was talking with Twitch DMs, just like this minor. So it might just be that he, like, dodged the bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just ended up with the girl who was legal instead of the girl who wasn't. But This makes it absolutely look like he actually had intentions to cheat on his wife at TwitchCon. No matter what, like, that's what it looks like. And now him saying, oh, well, it was no intentions. Well, there were intentions because you then did those bad things with somebody else. So what are you talking about? See what I'm saying? So I just, you know, again, the whole point here for me is he never should have done any of this. You are one of the biggest, most prominent video game content creators. You are riding the gravy train. You're getting rich. People like you. You're making tons of money. You're starting to get attention and sponsorship deals and show up at shows as a guest. Why are you on Twitch in whispers and DMs having explicit conversations with other women when you're married? And then why are you cheating on your wife? You are a complete fucking loser idiot. This is a key example of someone who is not set for fame, has no idea how to handle it, and completely misuses that power that he gets when he becomes famous. 100%. He had no level of maturity or anything in him. But let's be honest. This is a man who literally dresses up like a knockoff G.I. Joe and screams at a camera all day as a cartoon character. Do you really think he has any maturity to begin with? He got popular for being a fucking immature idiot. So, of course, he doesn't have any real maturity in his body at all. But the thing is, maybe he did learn. Maybe he has changed, but does it matter that 7 years later it came out and he's publicly admitted to having these explicit, wrong conversations with a minor, and then he actually cheated on his wife at that same convention that he was talking to the minor to possibly hang out with? You see? So, yeah. So my correction is my timeline was wrong. It's not really a pattern of misbehavior. Possibly it's only one time of misbehavior, but man, was it bad misbehavior. Right? Okay. I really hope I don't have to talk about this after today, but I wanted to correct myself because I felt bad that I had said all this yesterday, and then after all this information came out, I was like, oh shit, I was wrong about that timeline, and so one of my major points is actually incorrect. So I've now corrected it. However, one more thing has come out. Not about DrDisrespect particularly, all right? But I do want to mention this, and then we'll get on to other game news, I promise you. I don't want to talk about this all podcast today. Another former employee of Twitch has come out, all right? This person is Relum, okay? At Relum714 on Twitter. And they posted this up yesterday afternoon. The DrDisrespect situation. I don't think most people have an idea of how bad things were behind the scenes at Twitch. I literally worked in the department that had access to the most data and information. I saw private whispers, etc. It was literally my job to investigate daily. I saw things every single day that I wish I never had to see. I always advocated for being a good human. Always expressed with heavy emotion on my streams how Twitch let pedophiles run free every day. I signed an NDA, and I'm afraid to get in trouble, but I have to say something. It's been bothering me for so long. These sick fucks don't deserve to be free. Sorry that this is pretty vague. I'm literally afraid for legal and safety reasons. I wish I could explain more, but I wanted to let you guys know half the shit you assume is probably true. So essentially what this guy is saying is, I was in the department where you could see everything. It's not just DrDisrespect. Tons of these people on Twitch who are celebrities are doing this, and no one does anything about it. They just get away scot-free. Now, I'm going to be honest here, all right? Can I be honest with you guys? When I started out on YouTube and I was at, you know, the prominence of my popularity, when you start to feel like your shit doesn't stink, you're some kind of a special fucking snowflake out there, right? You get ideas in your head that you're high and mighty, right? And yeah, I totally get when you get people coming at you and they're kissing your butt upright, left and down, telling you that you're their fucking idol, and you know, oh my God, I love you and shit like that. I can get it. I get it. It gets to you. It gives you a big fucking head. It makes you feel like you're a superhero, like you're fucking infallible, right? And you can go back to my time, my early days at YouTube, when I went from being the underdog that everyone was rooting for to actually one of the more prominent gaming YouTubers for a couple of years there, right? I argue the years of 2011, 2012, and 2013. All right. Basically, I kind of had a big head. My shit didn't stink. I would just keep doing things. Even when people said, Phil, you're saying things that are irresponsible. You're doing things that are bad and toxic. You're making content that's not even up to par with what everyone else does, but you're expecting to get insane amounts of views and support when everyone else is surpassing you. They're going faster. They're doing direct capture, live streaming. You're not doing any of that. You're just sitting there with a camera pointed at your TV, expecting that people are just going to keep giving you this adoration and attention, but you're falling behind, right? And you want to know what my headset was back then? It was, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm the famous guy, not you. I obviously know better than you. Who the hell are you to tell me what to do or how to act or how to change? You know, like that was my attitude. It was completely wrong. 1,000,000%. My brain was in the wrong spot because I, in a few quick years, had gotten popularity and celebrity, and I didn't know how to handle it, right? It's on me. I made bad decisions, a lot of bad decisions during that time period early on. It was nothing like what DrDisrespect did or what apparently these other people are doing now in the modern era. Thankfully, I stayed in my fucking lane in that regard. I literally worked my ass off. I just kept pumping out content and making money on it as they say, when the iron is hot, you strike, right? That's what I was doing. I wasn't talking to anyone. I wasn't getting into any inappropriate shit. Nothing like that. I stayed away from that shit because I didn't want to be involved in that. I just wanted to make content, make money, make content, make money. But my mouth would get me in trouble from time to time saying dumb shit, right? But it seems like these people, I mean, can we be really honest here? You're a fucking person who's probably a lifelong gamer, maybe kind of antisocial, who knows? Maybe you never really even had a lot of social interaction before, and all of a sudden, within a very short period of time, you find yourself as a prominent person on the internet. Everyone likes you. Everyone says you're great. Everyone likes your content. All of a sudden, people are raining adulation and stuff on you. So now when people start to reach out to you in kind of inappropriate ways, you don't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, oh my God, I get that, but at the same time, that's why you don't fucking do this shit. But, you know, that's absolutely insane to me. Insane to me that these people thought it would be safe to use Twitch whispers as a way to talk doing this stuff and that they weren't eventually going to get caught out for it. Are you insane? That's not even secure. You know, I don't condone the behavior. I condemn it. But, I mean, even if you have an iota of intelligence in your fucking head, why would you be using the Twitch whisper system as a way to communicate with people like this? You have to be a complete fucking idiot, right? Which, yes, DrDisrespect is literally one of the dumbest fucking people on this planet to have done that. I can't even think for a moment what went through his head that he thought that this was a good idea. Really. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about it now. So the follow-up here is, the timeline was wrong. He actually was texting this minor before he went to TwitchCon and cheated on his wife, meaning he probably had intent to sleep with her too, just that he didn't end up with her. He ended up with a different woman who happened to be of legal age. That probably makes this even worse for him. But I was wrong in saying that there was a pattern of misbehavior. It really wasn't. It was like this one thing building up to this TwitchCon, and apparently after that, it all came out, and then he supposedly changed for the better. We don't know. But a Twitch employee is essentially saying, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you look under the water, there's a humongous Twitch misbehavior iceberg, and it always gets signed away under NDAs, and no one can ever talk about it. Isn't that great? It's interesting, huh? You know, because I always told you guys how great it was at Twitch, how professional they are, right? I mean, I've only been saying this for how many years? I don't know why no one listens to me, except, you know, everyone wants to make me the meme. So just because I'm the meme, it means that obviously everything I say is wrong, right? But I've been telling you guys for years how unprofessional and fucked up that place is, that no one should really be streaming there because it's completely unsafe. It's a fucked up, immoral environment. Seriously. But it is what it is. You know, there you go. All right, let's continue on. Let's get to other news stories because I'm tired of talking about it. And I'll be honest with you guys, again, unless there's another major development that I have to correct something that I did that was wrong, I don't feel like I want to talk about that story again. I think I've said my piece on it now twice. You know my feelings about this guy and his behavior. So I don't need to keep talking about it over and over anymore. Unless there's something else that comes out that updates this again. Okay? Then you know, and it has to do with me. That's what I mean. Like, if I have to correct myself again, I will. I'll correct my stance. But I felt like I felt really bad when I read that, and I was like, shit. You know, I talked about this one stance I had yesterday about the pattern of misbehavior, and that's not fair for me to leave it at that when it was wrong because the timeline's been corrected. So I wanted to do that today. Okay? Okay. All right. So, gaming news, everyone. First of all, there's been some interesting news in regards to mobile ports of full console games. And what I mean about that is that I remember it was last year. There was like this big announcement at one of these digital events. Oh, there's now going to be full mobile versions of all the games you want. Remember they announced the new iPhone can now fully play like games that you play at home. And some of the games that they announced, Resident Evil 4 Remake and Assassin's Creed Mirage. And I guess another one that I wasn't even aware of is Death Stranding, right? I remember they announced this last year, like it was a big announcement during one of the digital conventions. Now on your new iPhone, you can play full-fledged versions of console games now on your iPhone as if you're playing on a PC or console. And I said at that time, if you remember, my response was this simple. Who the hell wants to play those games on iPhone? If I can play it on my TV or my computer monitor with a proper controller, comfortably with great audio quality and all of that, why do I want to play it on my touchscreen phone, fucking around with these motion controls, with my thumbs, which probably aren't going to play well, with the little speakers shooting out music out the side over here, or fucking shitty earbuds, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I want to do that? And why would you even pay to play those on there when you know they're going to charge you top dollar for those games? Like, you're going to pay $50 for those games on the fucking phone? And then on top of that, phone batteries aren't even good. The iPhone running one of those games would probably last 2 hours, and the phone battery would probably die. At least I'm guessing, right? So why in the holy hell would you ever want to play that on your phone? It makes no fucking sense, right? Well, guess what? We're a year after the announcements, and guess what, folks? The iOS ports of Resident Evil 4, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and Death Stranding have sold incredibly poorly. New estimates suggest Assassin's Creed Mirage has sold fewer than 3,000 copies on mobile. Holy fucking shit. It's almost like common sense rules, right? No one wants full-fledged gaming experiences on their fucking phones. What kind of games work on the phone? Okay? Very repetitive, easy to operate, tapping games. Games that you could go with one hand and fucking play. Games that don't take a lot of intelligence. Games that don't need a great graphical fidelity so they can run easily and not kill your fucking phone battery. That's the whole point. And by the way, the reason that it works on the phone is because of microtransactions. Because you get the game for free, but then you spend $2 here, $5 here. Ooh, big discount pack, $20, but get a ton of in-game items to advance your progress really fast. Let me get that. That's how it works, okay? No one is looking for full-fledged PC or console experiences on their phones. If that were the case, then all we would do is be playing everything on our phones right now, you know? What does work well on a phone is a movie or a TV show. Reason being, that you don't have to interact with. There's no intelligence that you just hit play and you just let it play. You could fucking, oh, I missed a part of it. I'll just replay it. No big deal. In a video game, you have to be actively paying attention when you play the game. No one wants a control-intensive experience with revolutionary graphics on a tiny fucking screen with mashing your thumbs with fucking touch controls. It's terrible. Now, what's hilarious is some people are like, oh, well, you can sync a controller. Oh, well, you could sync the iPhone with your TV. Oh, you mean like a console? Or on a PC? You see what I'm saying? Things you already have. You don't need it on the phone. You already have it. You see? You've proven my point. If you're saying, oh, well, you can sync those things to make it like something that already exists and is superior. You're right. That's what the point I'm making. You don't need these on the phone. And they've sold so poorly, it actually looks like the whole initiative to fully port full-fledged video games to phones is actually going to go away relatively quickly. So, there you go. Continuing on. There is a cool update to Street Fighter 6 that we are going to use today. Number one, you can actually turn off, supposedly, all notification displays on every version of the game. Meaning, I can finally make it so idiots can't have nonstop pop-up messages on the screen when I play on PS5. Remember, this has always been an issue since I went to PS5. You can finally turn it off. Don't know why that wasn't fucking possible before, but now it is, okay? But in addition, you can now change the match-up screen music. So, for example, right now, when it jumps, it'll say, here comes a new challenger, you know, casual match or ranked match. You can now select all different musics for that, including Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, which is really neat. I listened to them all last night. They posted it up on social media. So with Street Fighter 2, it's like, dun, 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 dun. And then for Alpha, it's like, here comes a new challenger. And then for a third strike, it's like, not now. Fight a new rival. Oh, I remember all these. I remember all these sound effects. So I'm gonna use different ones from now on. We'll mix it up today. We'll change that. I'm happy for quality of life improvements for sure. Why are you laughing at me? Because I said no, fight a new rival. That's what it sounds like. Exactly what it sounds like. In fact, I was the one who recorded that back in the day. Didn't you know that? No, the one that I would have loved is X-Men versus Street Fighter. And Street Fighter goes, here comes a new challenger. It's like really upbeat, like super fucking exciting. People would scare you, be playing against the computer. Someone would sneak up with a quarter and be like, here comes a new challenger. Whoa, shit. Fucking scare you. Anyway, PlayStation Plus monthly games for July have been announced. They are Borderlands 3, NHL 24, and Among Us. So if you haven't played Borderlands 3, cool. If you missed NHL last year, there you go. Or if you somehow don't know what the virally popular game Among Us is, you can now try it out for yourself. In a surprise announcement this morning, Capcom announced Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. It appears to be a full from the ground up remake of Dead Rising. The announcement was made via a teaser video released on YouTube, and it basically shows Frank West saying, hello, is this thing on? It's Frank, anyone out there? And they said, grab your cameras and prepare for the big scoop in Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. And they showed head-to-head comparisons, and basically, it looks like they designed it in the Resident Evil engine. So basically, it's Dead Rising 1 with insanely good graphics. Same game, it looks like same kind of gameplay. I don't know if they've really changed anything from the original, but those graphics are sick. You know, everyone knows the RE engine is really, really good proprietary engine that Capcom has for all their games right now. And it just looks so fucking good that it's cool. But the one questionable thing about it, they already remastered the game in 2016, right? And it was basically a graphical upgrade. But I played it in 2016, if you remember. I liked it. Remember, the first run's difficult because you don't know everything. You don't have all the upgrades or items. The second run, when you know where everything is, and you kind of know in order to do shit, it's a much more fun playthrough doing it the second time. So it's a good game. But my question is, are they actually going to do anything to update it or whatever? Because it looks like exactly the same game, like shot for shot, except with better graphics. If it's just a graphical upgrade, it's the same game from 2016, right? I mean, you're basically just paying for better graphics, which is kind of silly. The 2016 game is fine. You can play it right now. So I'm curious what they're going to do. I don't know if you guys want me to play it again. I already played it in 2016. Did 2 runs of it, by the way. So I don't know if I would play it again, but I guess we'll see. I don't think there was any solid release information yet on it. They just said that there's more information coming later this year, so I guess we'll have to keep our ears to the ground on that one. Okay. And then Epic Mickey Rebrushed is coming to the Switch on September 24th. All right. I don't know if I put that on my calendar yet, because I don't know if I want to play it yet, but I'm going to put it on there. Epic Mickey Rebrushed September 24th. Yeah, I don't have it on there. Let me put it on there. So why am I bringing this up? Because there was an announcement this morning, some additional information about the game. If you pre-order the game digitally, all right, number one, you get 3 skins for Mickey, which is interesting. One of them is like a football, I think like a football player, and another one he's dressed, they're dressed in different ways. But if you pre-order the game, you get 24-hour early access. So if you pre-order it, you play it 1 day early. And there's a deluxe edition apparently coming out too, that I guess will have other content. I don't know if it has like a statue or whatever. I actually remember the original Epic Mickey came with a little figurine. I had it. I remember having it. It was him with his paintbrush in his hand and stuff like that. I totally remember having it when it came out. Now, I think I fucking probably threw it out because the game was a piece of dog shit and I didn't fucking want it anymore. I don't remember what I did with it. I know I don't have it anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Would you like to pre-order Epic Mickey to play it a day early and get some skins? Is that exciting to you? Well, I wanted to share that news with you. Not, well, you can ignore the announcement because I don't know how many people, quite honestly, are going to care about Epic Mickey in the modern day. I guess we'll have to see. Okay? Okay. Cool. All right. It's time for shoutouts, folks. Let's do this. Let's jump into shoutouts. We start off today with Soul Potato. 14 months as a member. Thank you so much to Soul Potato for your support of DSP Gaming. Genesis Gaming, 28 months as a member. Says, you're no match for my psycho power. We'll have to see about that. I think I have some power of my own. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Genesis Gaming, for 28 months as a member. And then our first super chat of the day is from Mr. Game Master 11111, who did a $2 super chat and said, I just woke up and I saw the Dead Rising remake. Wow, there you go. So some people are starting to see it and getting excited for it. So that's cool. And Luthes just did a $5 Canadian super chat. I have no idea what the value of Canadian dollars are. What do they call them? Canuck bucks? Actually, that would be pretty cool if they called them Canuck bucks. That's better than US dollars. Canuck bucks? I actually wish that we had a cool name for our currency. What do we call ours? Greenbacks or something? But anyway, so Luthes with a 5 Canuck buck super chat. He says, Rebirth when? I don't know. You know, right now, a lot of things are vying for my time in the summertime. Like, here's some examples. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake, which I'm really, really interested in playing. Never played besides on GameCube back in the day when it was new. I played it for like 10, 12 hours and I loved it, but I never got back to it. The remake's now been out for like a month or two. People want to see me play it, and maybe that's something, right, to do in the summer. What about bringing back Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? That's a possibility. What about bringing back Sea of Stars? That's a possibility. What about the System Shock remake? That's a possibility. Do you see? Like, there's a million options right now. So I'm not sure what to do yet, right? I feel like I should start something big once I finish the Elden Ring DLC. The rate I'm playing it, if I end up playing it like 10 hours a week, I'll probably beat it around mid-July, right? So probably around mid-late July into most of August, I'll have a big opening to do something. And that's when we will probably start with one of those. I'm just not sure what. With the case of the Riven remake, that's a shorter game, right? We could do that as like chill night streams. And that's why I'm looking to start that as early as Monday night, like I already told you guys. But as for a big project that's going to be lengthy, that's a question. So would it be Rebirth? Would it be Thousand Year Door? I don't know what it would be. We need to talk about it when we get to that point. Okay? Thank you. All right. Now we start with some tip shout-outs for the day. Our first tip of the day is actually an incredibly generous tip. It is a $30 tip from Rapid Shots. He says, I feel like Bison is going to be one of your best characters. Like I said, what I'm seeing with Bison, all right, from mid-screen, his poke ability. Standing medium kick looks really good. Crouching medium kick can drive rush into combos, which is great. And his down medium kick looks really good. Standing fierce punch is good. And if it hits, you can combo. And his medium punch, either standing or crouching, all look good. So it looks like he has some really good, normals from mid-screen, from what I'm seeing. And they're all, good combo ability. Anti-air is just down fierce, or EX Psycho Crusher. But again, I'm a little nervous about EX Psycho Crusher getting you out of situations. I don't know if it will. But I'm nervous about already kind of rush down. I'm nervous about zoning. I'm nervous about a few things from what I'm seeing. But let's give him a shot and see. Let's give him a whirl today before I make any kind of real judgments. Okay? I'm just nervous about the same old kind of base keep away pattern play might shut him down, right? I am nervous about that. You think of a character like Luke. Luke can keep you away. He can keep you off of him with his anti-air invincible uppercut. And he also has a great medium punch that stops everything and combos. So it's like he dominates from mid-screen, he dominates from far away, and if you try to jump on him, he hits you out of the air. What do you do to Luke? So how will Bison get in on Luke? I don't know yet. We got to try to figure it out. And the answer is not burn meter every move to blow through his moves. That's not a viable option, right? Well, let's see today. Thank you for the early tip, Rabbit Shot. I received a $10 tip from Jordan. He says, you're too excited, methinks. I guess he thinks I'm too excited today about Street Fighter. I don't know if you can be too excited. The thing is, I'm approaching this kind of apprehensively because I've had excitement about other characters, and then I played them. I didn't really like them, right? But Bison is a staple character for me. He's a character I've used in previous Street Fighter games. He's a character I actually really like. I just hope that he's good in this one. We'll see. And then I received a $50 tip from Saddam Hugh Saint. Yes, I'm not even kidding. The name is Saddam Hugh Saint. I'll put that on the leaderboard in a second. They said, I think it's a missed opportunity of Capcom to not release M. Bison on a Tuesday. Yeah. It's kind of weird when the whole meme about him is, for me, it was Tuesday. And then they release him on Wednesday. I do feel that's a missed opportunity as well. I will agree with you there. So let's look how you spell this name. Ready? Saddam Hugh Saint. That's literally the name. Saddam is spelled incorrectly. Hue is spelled as the color. A hue of color. And Saint is the word saint rather than like... So it's not Saddam Hussein. It's Saddam Hugh Saint. So there you go. Anyway. All right. So thank you for the very, very generous tips so far. I mean, we're at $90 in tips, and we haven't even booted the game yet. Thank you guys for that. Remember, all contributions today are greatly appreciated. I will say this, though. Remember that once we start with the game of any fighting game, essentially, I'm kind of glued to it. I know that days like today, you know, people get a little bit disappointed because they want to kind of hang out with me and talk, but I got to really be hyper-focused on the game, trying to learn the character and learn matchups and the like, and that's very hard to do and then interact with you guys. So I apologize in advance if today I seem disconnected and we're not really talking and hanging out that much because I am focused on the game. That's just kind of the thing that happens when we play fighting games. That's why I'm very, very happy that we do this show. For all the idiotic critics out there who think that this podcast is a waste of time, can you imagine if I was trying to play with M. Bison today and we had people constantly coming by, hey, did you hear about the update about DrDisrespect? Hey, did you hear about the Dead Rising remake coming out? What are your thoughts about that? Hey, what about this? What about that? We're going to get it out of the way. That way we can focus on the game, right? That's the whole point of the show. That's why I like doing this show before we get to anything meaty or important on my stream. It's the whole reason this show was designed, right? It used to be a pre-stream chat show, and then we turned it into a formal podcast so we can now get that stuff gone and we can focus on what we're doing. A day like today is a prime example why this show works. So thank you very much for that. And thanks for understanding that once we get to the gameplay, I kind of have to focus on it. Okay? Okay. I received a $5 tip from Big Papa Phil. Happy Bison Day. I'm glad they brought him back. He's an iconic character with an iconic moveset. Even if I don't end up playing him long term, it's good to have him in the game. What have been your favorite Bison iterations over the years? Well, in original Street Fighter 2, he was the insane beast in Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. But I do feel like that version of him is completely unfair and broken. So I don't really think that it's a good... I think it's a broken-ass version, but not balanced. Kind of unfair. Now, in Super Turbo, he's really cool. He has throw tick traps. He's got crazy combos. He's got juggles. He's an all-around great character in Super Turbo. Not top, but kind of mid. And I like him in Super Turbo for sure. What I really like in Street Fighter Alpha series, they made him a boss. again. You know, originally he was the boss of Street Fighter 2, but then they kind of made him just a normal character. Then they made him a boss again. And he became super overpowered in Street Fighter Alpha 1. Like, all his moves and supers, everything was super comboable for ginormous damage and stuff. Then they kind of made him more balanced for Street Fighter 2 and or Alpha 2 and Alpha 3, I should say. I mean, he's my main in Alpha 3, you know. So definitely, I like him in those games. Now, he was in other games as well. He was in Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2. Thing is, I wasn't very good in those games, so I don't really know. I know he was really good in CVS 2 as a character. In the Versus series, yes, he was actually in some of the Versus series. He was in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and MVC 2. He's only just okay in those. He's not great. He's been better in other games for sure. And then, of course, we've got Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, and now Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 4, I feel like he was quite good, but not top. But I think he was like higher mid to low top tier. But I never think he was like the dominant character in that game, correct? But I liked him in that game. Street Fighter 5, I don't know. I literally didn't play Street Fighter 5 enough to know much about him. And then Street Fighter 6, we don't know yet because he just came out today, right? So basically the way I see it, best version ever was Champion Edition. Like, no lie, his Champion Edition iteration, he's the best character in Champion Edition, but he's broken to shit. That's why he's the best. If you're talking like probably most fun to play, would probably be Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I feel. Like, he's got good combos, mix-ups, throw ticks, juggles, a really good super. Like, he's just ultra fun to play in that game. But he does get zoned badly by Fireball and grapplers as well. So it's kind of a trade-off, right? There you go. All right. So thank you to Big Papa Phil for the $5 tip. Christian is here this morning. Just did a super chat. Says, Bison hype. I'm looking forward to see how he works. Thank you to Christian for the super chat this morning. I appreciate that. Get that up on the leaderboard. All right. And then, oops, misclicked. What's up, Game Boy? How are you? I received a $10 tip. Again from Rapid Shots. I guess Rapid Shots really wanted to see me hit the hat goal. So thank you, Rapid Shots. The $10 tip. And that means, for me, it is Tuesday. The Bison hat to start. We haven't even booted the game yet. There's the man, and there's the hat. I want to see what colors he has. Dude, by the way, I saw his classic outfit, which we'll have. I bought the collector's, or the better edition of the season pass. He looks hilarious in the classic outfit because now they added all this fucking detail, and like his arm pads and everything everything's shining, and it looks so fucking bizarre. You know, when you see him in like 2D rendered pixels, it's not a big deal. To see him now in full 3D rendered attire with lighting and shit is so weird. In the classic outfit, I thought it was hilarious. I started laughing hysterically. It's actually quite distracting, honestly, to see him in his outfit like that. So I can't wait to see what it looks like. I want to see his colors. I want to see if they have like a dark navy blue outfit for him, because I would wear that one. Okay. I received a $10 tip from Swagonito. I'm glad the support is heavy today. Let's lock in on the game. Don't worry about interactions. The real fun is watching you learn new characters. Thank you. I'm glad that you understand. Sadly, there are some people who don't. And listen, that's fine. There's people who love to come and hang out with me. They're here to interact with me, to talk with me, right? I get that. Sadly, you know, I'm playing a fighting game. I just can't really do that. Every once in a while, I'll turn to chat with a question like, hey, why did this work? Or does this work? Or what did you guys know about the character here, here, here? Like when I was playing with Akuma, you guys were really trying to help me, and I really appreciated that. That helped on launch day. But in regards to actually having like social hangout session style stuff, it's very, very hard to do. So there you go. Carlton Jr. says, do you have any history with Bison through the years that you can recall? What do you mean by history with Bison? I knew Champion Edition Bison was insanely good when Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition came out in 2006, and it became the staple Street Fighter 2 game to be played in tournaments. I did use Champion Edition Bison quite a lot, but my mains were still like DJ, Balrog, stuff like that. But then every once in a while, I would go to CE Bison when I wanted a cheesy win. There you go. Cammy's Glute says, I like his new look because his classic look is awkward. So here's the thing. His new look is him with like a really torn cape. And I don't like that. I wish that there was a version of him with the cape that was like a full cape flowing rather than the torn version. I actually don't like the damaged version of the cape. I think it's a little shitty looking and distracting. So that's why I'm going to go with the classic outfit. Will I be doing a patriotic 4th of July stream? I don't even know when the 4th of July is. The 4th of July is a Tuesday. No. The 4th of July is next Thursday. No, I won't be here on the 4th of July. I'll actually be off from work on the 4th of July. Yep. That'll be my day off. Now, I wonder what will be open on the 4th of July. Probably all stores are open on the 4th of July. So I'm going to have to do grocery shopping and stuff. I bet certain things will be closed. But probably not the stuff that I do on my day off. But I wonder what restaurants and stuff will be open. Because on that day off, I usually order food in so we don't have to cook. I wonder what we're going to do. I wonder if we can even get anything. Carlton Jr. says, any notable players that played Bison that were your rivals or beating, losing to him in tournaments? Any games you recall liking him in? Tokido. It was me and Tokido. We're actually like top ranked picks in 2006 at EVO. I had dominated several different EVO qualifier tournaments with CE Bison. And then Tokido came and he kicked my butt with a CE Bison. We did a CE Bison mirror match. And his CE Bison was better than mine. And he beat me at EVO and knocked me out. And I was like, you son of a fucking bitch. Like, I worked all year to get to EVO. I had, like, no exaggeration, 5 EVO qualifier spots for that game. Because I had won so many times at EVO qualifiers that they had to give my spots away to other people. And then I get to fucking EVO. And I play Tokido in a mirror match. And he beats me with my own character. And I was very upset. I'd worked very hard that year to basically be on top of the whole Street Fighter 2 scene. And then he beat my ass at EVO. And I never really got revenge on him. And now apparently he's one of the top players in the world, right? Like now Tokido is like known as one of the big 5 or whatever they call, like some of the big guys in the world who have won multiple championships and everything in Street Fighter 5 and shit. And I'm like, damn, that sucks. Because I lost to him. I never got revenge. Now I'm very upset. There you go. Maddie Vince says, I'm trying to round out tips, but the link doesn't work for you. Maddie, if you didn't notice, it literally works for every other person. So if the link isn't working for you, it's probably an issue just for you. I don't know what else to say. It sounds like something's wrong with you and not anyone else. How do we get so many tips? Right? What are you talking about? The Mount Rushmore of Street Fighter players. Yeah, I mean, if you are so good that you dominate the tournament scene, like he's known for Akuma now, right? Like that's his character, Akuma. So he's dominated the Street Fighter tournament scene for a long time. I mean, this last year he didn't, right? Like in year 1 of Street Fighter 6, he didn't. But then again, Akuma wasn't in it yet. Maybe now that Akuma's in it, now he'll start to dominate because that's his character. I don't know, but apparently, yeah, he's well regarded as right now one of the top Street Fighter players in the world. I guess multiple years of Street Fighter 5, he was dominant. It's like, yeah, I wasn't even playing it. I hated the game. I fucking skipped it completely. Nor am I trying to be competitive or anything. I'm not playing tournaments or anything. But it was a neat rivalry that we had back then. Back and forth for a couple of years. But yeah, he kicked my butt in 2006. I was like, damn, man, that sucks ass. Has he dropped Akuma now? Really? That's funny because everyone was saying when Akuma came out that, oh, it's Tokido's time now, right? He dropped him already. He doesn't like him. Who would I cast as M. Bison if they made a new Street Fighter movie? Shit. See, here's the thing with Bison. He could be anyone because Bison is a body swapper. The idea is that he's an evil entity that uses the psycho power and the psycho drive to transfer from body to body when the body basically has fallen apart from using psycho power. The idea is that psycho power is so overwhelming that it's going to degrade your body over time to the point where your body will disintegrate and fall apart. So he needs to body jump to stay alive. So anyone could play him. You could start off a movie, he's one character, but the plot is that he's trying to jump to another body, right? And so he could be two characters. Steve Buscemi? All right, there you go. Steve Buscemi is definitely my top pick for Bison. Carlton Jr. says he was most notable as a Street Fighter 4 Akuma. He doesn't play him these days. It's like how Daigo is known as a Ryu because of back in the day. He sparingly plays him now. Gotcha. Akuma was pretty damn good in Street Fighter 4. I liked him in Street Fighter 4. A lot. I feel like I would like him in Street Fighter 6 as well if I had time to play him. But as you saw, he came out exactly a month ago. I played him 3 straight streams. Then I did a stream with Brian. Then I started playing my mains. I basically got to play each of my mains once and a couple twice. And now it's already a month later. I just don't get to play it as much as most people. Anyone who's playing Street Fighter plays it 10 times more than me. Seriously. I barely play the game. So I haven't even had a chance to play Akuma yet. Really, I haven't played Akuma at all. Since the initial days, those couple of days, I haven't played him on a stream at all. So maybe I would actually like Akuma, but I don't play enough. Do I have a favorite bot from BattleBots? Where my wife and I have only watched season 2018, and now we're watching the 2019 season. I mean, right? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't want to say anything at all. Because if I do, then people will start trying to fucking say shit about the show. So, no. Sorry. But we do like the show a lot. Hakan Madness. Everyone's saying they liked my Hakan in Street Fighter 4. Well, the thing was, I think I was really one of the few people who actually tried to learn that character. Like, a lot of people just saw him as a weak joke character, but I actually tried. And if you notice, I won a lot. I actually was winning a ton online, getting big matches and wins. I went to a tournament and I beat like a high-ranked Guile with him, and he got embarrassed and shit because I beat him. It was pretty funny. That was actually one of my final tournament appearances, I think. Went to this fucking Connecticut Street Fighter 4 tournament, and I spanked this dude Hakan. Hilarious. I really wish that they would bring him back, but I don't know how he would play. Thank you, Big Ocho, for 2 gifted memberships. One went to Barrel Shroud, and one went to Shifty's 49ers Talk. Congratulations to you two, and thank you, Big Ocho. No, you can definitely start with Street Fighter 6 if you're starting for fighting games. The thing is, Street Fighter 6 is very complex, so you're essentially going to have to keep plugging away slowly at learning different levels. So you can learn Street Fighter 6 at a base entry level. Then you got to learn it at like a mid-level. Then you got to start learning the more complexities of it. Like, how do you actually implement Drive Rush? How do you implement parry properly? When do you do a drive reversal, right? And then at the tippity top, you got to learn the intricacies of matchup knowledge and stuff like that. So it's like base entry level gameplay of how to just do inputs and special moves. Mid tier, which is like combos, anti-airs. Higher level, which is all the complex parts of the game engine. And then actually individual matchup knowledge. It takes a while. But Street Fighter 6 is easy to control. So I feel like it is a fine entry level point for anyone. Just don't listen. It is perfectly fine if Street Fighter 6 is your first fighting game to be playing at bronze, to be playing at silver level, to get to gold. A lot of people are like, oh my god, when I watch these streamers, everyone's at fucking master level. Yeah, because, you know, we play the shit out of the game where we have a ton of innate knowledge about the games. I've been playing fucking Street Fighter since 1992 or something, 91. So I have enough knowledge. I skip entire fucking giant levels because I already have it in me from playing this for 30 years, right? If you're just playing this your first fighting game, don't feel discouraged if you play it and you get your butt kicked. You know what I'm saying? It was hilarious how often I would catch people with Hakan's anti-air ultra. Oh, I know. And it's also one of the most hilarious animations, right? It was super funny. Dark Souls Master says, ready for the Bison beatdown. Dentronics, how are you today? Welcome. Parasolos is looking good, my dictator. Well, there you go. Obviously, I'm a huge dictator. Everyone knows this. It sucks there's no Sagat or Fei Long, my favorite characters. Well, you know, there's many seasons coming. They'll likely piecemeal drop people in. If they got Elena in there, there's no reason they're not going to drop the others in over time, right? I don't think they're ever going to bring back Hakan. The thing is, the Street Fighter's gotten so big with such an insane cast of characters, for them to bring back a not really fan favorite character like that, like pretty much everyone hated him competitively. No one really liked him. So I don't think they'd ever bring him back. Like, you would see them bring back stupid fucking characters from Street Fighter 5, like that Minot fucking mummy woman, and you know what I'm saying? Like the oddball fucking weirdo characters. They'll bring those back first because there's an entire generation who like those characters from Street Fighter 5 before you're going to see them bring back the non-liked character from Street Fighter 4, you know? So I have, like, no expectations whatsoever of ever seeing Hakan ever again in a Street Fighter game. I don't believe they would ever do it. See, everyone wants something different. Bring back Sakura, bring back Karen, bring back Dan. What about Laura? What about this? What about that? Everyone has a favorite, right? See, yeah. Carlton Jr. says, I think the only newcomer for Street Fighter 4 that might ever be back is Sea Viper. I agree. She was the one that kind of had the fan backing. Everyone kind of really liked that character's design and everything. So I would see that. Like, I don't think Abel would come back. I don't think Hakan will be back. You think of all the original characters. I don't think Rufus will ever come back. I don't think so. Oh, yeah? Extreme Machine says the former best player in the world, Infiltration, had a pocket Hakan that he would bust out occasionally as a counterpick character. Wow. Do I miss Street Fighter tournaments? Let me put it this way. When you're in the height of a competitive match and you're having a lot of fun, and it's going back and forth, and you win the first round, they win the second round, it's really great gameplay and it's close. There's nothing like it. And especially when you're doing that for an audience and the audience is really enjoying the level of skill that you're putting into it and the work that you've put in to get to that level, it's a really awesome feeling to compete like that. But the insane grind of doing that lifestyle is not something I would ever want to return to. I mean, there's a lot of travel, a lot of sitting around waiting for your turn, eating crappy foods because you can't eat good foods because you're rushing around to make sure you don't miss matches or to be somewhere on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that lifestyle was a decade of my life traveling to play Street Fighter, and I enjoyed the experiences I had. I met a ton of people I never would have met if it wasn't for Street Fighter. I traveled a bunch of places I never would have traveled. But it's the problem is the grindy lifestyle. You know, when I was younger, I could do it. I would be so, number one, I'd be annoyed because, for example, I've been to Las Vegas 3 times. No, there was the original Evo. There was Evo 2005, Evo 2006, Evo 2007. I've been to Las Vegas 4 times in my life, and I have never fucking actually stepped foot on the strip. Why? Because I'm an idiot, and I was so focused on Street Fighter competition and performance, I just stayed at the venue, and that was it. You understand how dumb that is? How insanely fucking stupid that was? But I was an insanely stupid person. That's what I mean. Like, and that's the lifestyle that you have to live. If you're going to be a Street Fighter player, you have to be tunnel vision, hyper-focused, always playing, always focusing. That you live, breathe, eat, sleep, and shit Street Fighter. That's how you get good at it, right? When I remember Evo 2007, my last year that I competed, I went to all the different qualifiers again, and I qualified a ton of times again and had all these different fucking spots, okay? And I was practicing nonstop. When I went to Evo West, I went to Comic-Con for like 1 day. And outside of that, the entire other week, I was practicing with the Wolf Brothers to try to get better at the game, to level up. At Evo Finals that year in Vegas, literally the entire week, all I did was play fucking Super Turbo in hotel rooms. That was it. I mean, it's just such an insane grind of a lifestyle that I wouldn't want to go back to it. And it's expensive. You have expensive hotels, fucking travel, and food, and all of that shit. And then the bottom line is, when you go home, what do you have to show for it? Maybe today, because I'm a streamer, if I went and did well at a tournament, at least I'd be able to come back and my My audience is welcoming me back and saying, thank you, it's a celebration that you did well or whatever. Back then, it was like not even worth it. Even if I did well, who gave a fuck? I literally qualified at like 5 Evo qualifiers one year. No one cared. No one gave a shit. I didn't win any money. No one cared. No one gave a fuck. So that's what I mean. Like, it's like such a grind for what? I didn't really get anything out of it. So, today it's also different, right? Like today it's also commercial and everything where you can basically get signed to a team and now it's like your job and you have a contract and you have sponsors and you have to be careful what you say. You don't want to upset the sponsorships and all of that. So you have to be very conservative in the way that you behave. It's like the antithesis of what Street Fighter used to be. It really is. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact that when this documentary comes out about me later this year from June the King, I know that he delved back in time into the early Street Fighter days. He's probably got forum posts and fucking IRC chats and things that I did from 100 years ago. And you're going to see how I was basically purposefully being a toxic villain in the Street Fighter community. I saw myself as the heel of the Street Fighter community because it would build up hype for tournaments and things. Like it was done on purpose, right? Today I look back at that and I'm like, wow, that's really stupid. I would never do that. But that's how it was back then. Literally, Street Fighter was hype, rivalries, drama, like that you wanted to build drama around a tournament so people would care about the fucking tournament. Because no one cared about it because of money. No one cared about it because it wasn't being broadcast anywhere. So you had to build hype around it. So you'd have people showing up to the tournament just to see people play because of the drama and hype around it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I used to do. But today it's like so different. You can't even do that, right? God forbid you say something wrong and then it'll be like, oh, well, now you're an offensive person. No sponsorships, nothing for you. Right? And that, it's pretty ridiculous how things have changed, right? So, I don't know. The Wolf Brothers. WOLFE, I believe their names, how you spell their last name. The Wolf Brothers. Graham Wolf and shit. I forgot the other brother's name. But they were both really cool guys. They were incredibly good at Street Fighter at the time. But that's what I mean. Like, when this documentary comes out, right? They're going to be like, oh, so here's this heinous thing Phil said. Here's the shit he talked. Here's threats he made. Yeah, that's what it was like back then. Like, that's what it was like in the community back then. It was common. It was a common thing. We were all acting like stupid heels on the internet to try to talk shit to each other to get people excited for Street Fighter. That was the idea. But today, when you look at it in modern context, in modern Street Fighter, you'd be like, oh my God, can you imagine if someone today was a shit talker like this? It was threatening and doing fucked up stuff. No, because no one does that today. The entire community's changed. When money and business came into it, everything got whitewashed, right? So everything now is completely different. Back then, you had to do that to even get people interested in the fucking events, Yes, I already told you guys I'm going to react to the documentary when it comes out. Um, from what I'm to understand, the documentary is going to be more than 4 hours long. So I'm probably not going to react to the whole thing. I'm probably going to react to the parts that I find more interesting, like about my history, my early days as a YouTuber, anything about the nonsensical stuff about modern day, about fucking money and accusations that I'm a racist and fucking WWE champions nonsense. I'm not going to entertain any of that. There's no point. I've already said my piece about it. I have nothing different to say about it. I've already talked about it till I'm blue in the face. I'm not even going to give it more attention, okay? But the other things about me and my past and all that stuff, I probably can give unique context to all of that and explain a lot about that maybe there's no information on the internet about it, but I can tell you stories and stuff. So that's the stuff that I feel like is going to be the interesting stuff to react to. So, so there you go. All right. So I'm probably going to cover like the whole first, 2/3 of the damn thing. I don't know if we'll go to the end. 4 hours must be a lot of filler. No, I mean, you're talking about someone who's going to go through my entire life history. They're going to cover early days of me being in the Street Fighter community and all of that, early days of me getting interested in YouTube and being a YouTuber, how things were much different back then, right? How I found my initial success on YouTube. It's probably going to cover the big controversies about Blip TV and the awful joke that I made that got me kicked off Blip TV and all of that drama from the early days. Then me actually coming to prominence on YouTube, getting signed with Machinima, the early days there, all copyright issues, money issues, all of that shit. Me moving across the country, getting into a relationship, how that caused a lot of problems for me in my personal and public life. The swatting, right? All the hateful groups that rose up against me in like 2014, 2015 and started the whole movement of this is how you don't play and all the negative shit about me on the internet. Then all the years of me persevering through that, kind of having this change of content and philosophy in 2017, meeting my now wife, how things got to harassment with haters and things around that time period with that and shit like that. Oh, the fucking escort saga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we keep going. Just me in my head going through my history. 4 hours is like an abridged version for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, each story is just so crazy. And it's crazy thing after crazy thing that's actually happened to me, right? So I think it's going to be fascinating. And yes, I do have some input on it. From time to time, June asked me some questions about stuff, and I would give him my side of the story. And he's like, sometimes he'd be like, that makes sense in context. And other times he'd be like, well, I actually have information that contradicts what you're saying. And I'd be like, I'm just telling you from my recollections, this is what I remember. You know, like I said, one perfect example of this that I know that's going to happen. Okay. I guess there's a situation where originally my first PC that I had bought was from the two guys who had also made me my website at the time for free. But then they charged me for the PC and the PC was bunk. Like things weren't working. The PC showed up damaged. And I guess there was drama around that. So he was like, June was like, asking me questions about it. He's like, so what was the cost of the PC? What was this? I was like, I don't remember. I could tell you what I think it was, but I don't have receipts for anything. You're asking me a question about something that happened like 12, 13 years ago. I don't remember, nor do I care. I haven't given a thought to this in like 10 years. And then he'd be like, well, what you said is, it doesn't jive with the facts that I found out. And I was like, okay, I don't care. I know this will be a big deal in the documentary that that I lied or something. I don't care though. Like, it doesn't matter. It's something from so old in the past. Who gives two fucks about this? But that'll probably be more like a juicy thing, right? Like, oh, Phil says this, but this is really what happened. I have the facts. I have the receipts from so-and-so who made the PC 13 years ago. I don't care. It's such bullshit. Water under the bridge from 100 years ago from someone who I don't talk about or to. I don't even remember their name. Like, why do I care, right? No, I remember what happened with the situation was there was a big falling out because the PC showed up and it was definitely not what I had been told it was. Like, stuff was misinstalled, there was damage to it, and I was upset about it. And I talked about it publicly. And at the time, I didn't realize that if I talked about it publicly, that would sick people on the people who made the PC, and it did. So now they're getting group harassed by my fans, which that wasn't my intention, but that's what happened. So now it blows up to be a big thing because I'm dumb and irresponsible. And I don't realize that that's something that shouldn't be talked about publicly because then people are going to get attacked for it. And then it ends up being something bigger than it should have been. And then what ended up happening was like years later, the fan site, like I had a falling out with the guys and I still wanted the website for myself. Well, they owned it. They owned the domain. They owned the site. They had been running this fan site for years for free. And they said, well, if you want it, you got to pay us for it. I was like, wait, what? You made the fan site for me. And now you're going to make me pay for it? And they were like, yeah, pay us for it. I was like, well, whatever. And I did. I paid them for it. And I ended up getting it, from them. But, I mean, it was a bad situation. And from what I'm to understand for, like, years, one of those guys, like, really didn't like me and would say negative things about me in videos and shit. And that's one of the beginnings of the movement that people didn't like me. It's one of the early origins of it. It probably was one of the earlier times when people turned against me. Because before then, people hadn't turned against me. They actually liked me. Overall, I was more known as more of a positive guy on the internet, or had a positive vibe associated with me. And that was one of the first times people say, oh, the community's turning against Phil for his behaviors, you know? And now it's like in retrospect, I wish that I didn't act like that. I should have just kept it all behind the wraps and never said a public word about it, because look what happened, right? But I didn't realize that back then because I was ignorant, right? Lord X Law says, will you ever tell us about Jaha? People keep spreading misinformation. Don't you think that's going to be in the documentary? I almost guarantee you that it will be. But it's just going to be a bunch of misconstrued stories about it. I'll tell you the absolute full story about it when we react to the documentary and it's in there. I know it's going to be in there. I'll tell you exactly 100%. Because that's 100% on me. That, again, that was me back then being a asshole in the Street Fighter community. And people didn't like me for very good reason. Like, today I look back at that and I'm ashamed of how I behaved. And I kind of agree with the people who didn't like me back then. Because today I'm not that person. I could see how stupid I was back then. And I agree that, you know, that I deserved to get my ass beat for the things I said and did in the Street Fighter community back then. I did. I was a complete asshole, you know? So, yeah, well, I'm sure we're going to get to it. I told you, I will be as transparent and honest as I can be about all the things from my past, as I always usually am, right? When it's pertinent, when we're reacting to the documentary. There's no point in bringing up insanely old stories on a random unrelated stream, right? At the same time, there's some things I'm not going to touch. Like I said, anything to do financially with things in the last like 4 or 5 years that is no one's fucking business, and it's all this insane speculation and nonsense from people who don't like me trying to say harmful things and shit. I'm not going to even touch that. There's no point. It doesn't affect anything. It has nothing to do with anyone. And quite frankly, it just pokes the hornet's nest again. You know what I'm saying? So we've stayed out of that drama, and that's what I'm not going to address. So once we, probably it'll be like, I think like the first 3 hours of the documentary will all be okay to react to. And then I might be skipping most of the end of it until we get to maybe like the last year, like maybe the side scrollers interview and onward. Maybe I'd go to that and that's where we would pick up or something like that. All right. Anything else, guys? Any last second stuff, or shall we wrap this up and get ready to start with Bison? Because I am ready, if you haven't noticed. I'm ready to go and try Bison. No, I don't talk with the quartering. No, no, sir. I mean, I literally haven't had a conversation with the quartering, an actual conversation, since the interview. That's it. Yeah. Once in a blue moon, you know, you shoot a DM just to say, hey, I hope you're doing well, or something like that. You know, like I remember his dad had passed away, and I shot him a DM wishing him the best, saying, you know, sorry for your loss, something like that. That's about it. I don't talk to the guy. No. Are we good? Apparently there's a bison emote, but it's actually the animal bison. Look at that. That's cool. That's kind of neat, actually. All right. I think we've calmed down. It's time to adjourn the show for today. All right. Now remember, I'm not here tomorrow. So when I return on Friday, all right, I will give you my honest opinions on M. Bison. After having played him all day today, I will let you know what I think about the character, and we'll go from there. All right. But I want to say thank you for a great show. Thanks for a great streaming week. This week overall has been very, very fun. Elden Ring DLC started off slow, got much better, and is actually improving in quality the more we play. Covering all these news stories that are going on. Stardew Valley is great, and now we're jumping into M. Bison. So it's very good stuff this week. I'm looking forward to another good balanced week next week as well. Okay? All right. Thank you all. Appreciate that. Let's end the show. I wish you all a great day. I hope you'll stick around to watch me play with Bison today. If not, if it's not your cup of tea, I hope you'll come back on Friday for another podcast and, of course, Elden Ring. Have a safe and fun Thursday, and I'll see you all Friday. Peace out, everybody.